It's a time of celebration for Huntsville's new council as they gathered at Partners Hall with residents to celebrate their official swearing into office. The inaugural ceremony happened in the Algonquin Theatre Monday morning. The promise to invest was the main theme repeated throughout Mayor Scott Aitchison's formal address, something the mayor says is important for the continued growth of Huntsville.
We're going to be faced with some bigger investments in the next term. We've done a really good job of getting the financial house in order, paying down debt. We've also built up our reserves. We've gotten rid of assets that just didn't make sense for us to own, that were costing too much money. And I think that we're in a much better financial position to make some of the moves that we're going to need to make. We're also about to start this municipal accommodation tax, and that will generate an awful lot of money that will attract more people here. And so we need to think very seriously about how we're going to prepare for more people coming to visit and more business activity. And of course, with more people and more economic activity, it's only going to exacerbate the housing situation we have. And so, we've tried to pull a lot of levers and push a lot of buttons and try to do whatever we can to solve that problem. We need to do more. And so I think that I'm pleased that the previous council, did the things that we had to do to make sure that we're in the financial position that we're in today, so that we can make those investments.
Councillor Tim Withy is happy to be back at the round table, having been away last term. He says he's ready to get to work.
I was very busy when I was away on the healthcare file as a member of the director on the LINS, so had to resign that position to take up this position. So primary interest of me is maintaining our full acute care hospital. That's job one as far as I'm concerned. Just the rest of the agenda is going to be what it is. I know there's lots of issues to get back in gear for, roads, etc., which is very important. Keeping our taxes low and making sense of, I really want to look at the restructuring issue surrounding the upper tier level of government. I think the regional model needs an overhaul.
Now, Councillor Dion Schumacher may have big shoes to fill as she replaces her father at council. However, Schumacher says she has her own ideas that will not only extend her father's legacy, but at the same time make an impression for herself as well.
I know my father's known as the counselor for the little guy, and I hope to be that person too. The what's good for your neighbors, good for me. I mean, that's the type of person I always am. It's a lot to yes, big shoes to fill, as they say, size 11s. I'm going to wear socks in mine. But yes, I'm excited to be on the committees that I'm going to be sitting on: corporate services, community services, accessibility, Aspen and Hall Board, and continuing to work for the people of my constituency of Easton, Stevenson, Port Sydney, but the town of Huntsville, obviously, as a whole, to work forward. There's a lot of goals that council has over this next term, and I hope to see a lot of them come to fruition. There are some great plans and development work that we're looking at doing. Macaulay Robertson Park, the streetscape, all of those things that we've been talking about, that have been brewing over the last few years, hopefully in this next term will come to fruition.
The new council's next steps is to go through some orientation sessions this month before getting back to the round table in council chambers in January.
Just as each of us has committed to execute the responsibilities of our offices to the best of our ability, so too must each of you, all citizens of Huntsville, commit to engage with each other and your new civic leaders. We all share in the solemn obligations of our vibrant democracy, not only to vote, but to remain engaged in this civic dialogue to ensure that each member of your council may fulfill their duty.